Very few people know how to communicate effectively, even when they're not engaged in a conversation. I know for me personally, when I was growing up, I had to kind of manufacture in the way my social behavior because when I was growing up, when I was laughing, I used to be able to smile without my face expression changing. So imagine I had a smile on my face, but my bottom half was smiling, my top half had like a serious look, similar to how I look now. But over time, I had to kind of manufacture these different things. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to break it down step by step so that you can become a charismatic introvert easily once you follow these behaviors. Because I believe everything can be broken down into steps and behaviors in order to accomplish a certain task or to be a certain way. But let's get into it. Now, that first one is to have that intentional eye contact. What does that mean? When you're speaking to somebody face to face, what do you look at? Do you actually look at them in the eyes? You look at them on the cheeks, on the lips, on the nose. For me personally, it matters, but it doesn't matter. For me personally, I go from the nose down to the mouth to kind of show that I'm not looking at them dead in the eyes. It makes it less awkward for you as well. And maybe less weird for them. I'm not sure how it is perceived on the receiving end because I haven't noticed it happen to me before. But that's what I do personally whenever I speak to others. Also, when you speak to them, make sure you give them a head nod when they're speaking to you, so that they know that you're listening to them. So when they're speaking to you, look at them in the eye or in between the eyes, and nod your head that you understand what they're saying. And every once in a while, don't just stare in the eyes like this the whole time, right? Transition. Go from looking in the eyes to looking away, like when you're thinking about what you want to say next. So, for example, let's say you were having a conversation with John. John asks you, "Hey man, what you got going on today?" And you was like, and you said, "Look, man, you don't even want to know." Something simple like that is essentially how you can build up a conversation and become a more charismatic person with the eye contact. Also, make it intentional. As in, for me, I try to, like I said, I train this unconsciously within myself. I try to make eye contact for at least 5 to 8 seconds, and then I look away, just to kind of give that perceived thing I'm thinking, or I'm just, I don't know. But I look away, and then I look back in the eyes and continue conversation to make it less weird. This next one is speak at a controlled pace. That's something that I'm still trying to perfect. You may be noticed by now if you're a subscriber of mine on YouTube, but I speak fast sometimes. So speaking at a controlled pace is something that I'm still learning now. I'm 26. I've been trying to work on that for a while now because I had speech therapy growing up. So some stuff is kind of hard for me to say and pronounce, I guess. And because I'm from Alabama, down south. So I also have that accent part of me. But speaking at a controlled pace make it easier for you to be understood and make it easier for you to be heard as well. That's why also, when you say certain words, try to kind of speed up when you need to or slow it down when you're trying to prove a point. For example, in sales, people they tend to kind of use a deeper voice when you're closing them, or when they want to seem surprised, they'll kind of raise their voice up a little bit, just like this, so that they can kind of get on level with that person they're talking to, their level, pretty much. Also, to kind of add on to that, it helps out if you're a speaker or you want to learn how to speak, doing that high pitch and low pitch, like this, and using those intentional pauses as well to kind of prove a point. I believe that what makes the difference when it comes to whether a message sticks or whether it's just another message that someone gives. That third one is be warm but unavailable, meaning that when you're with people, right, be kind to them, speak to them, try your best to engage with them. But I know that's hard as an introvert because we don't really want to go out much. But do your best to engage with them the best way you can. But also, protect your time. What do I mean? Have a mission or something that you plan on doing. Don't just do nothing. Actually, if you try to find a project to do instead of just, you can say no. I think it's a cause and effect to everything. Because the more you say no, the more time you have, but also the more people will tend to not invite you to things. So you have to try to find that even balance of how you want to handle things. But something about the word no is that people tend to not use it. If you say no a lot more, then your life will change. You have a lot more time. And think about it like this. If you say no to a bunch of things, I'm not saying that's how I am. Because if I say no, I'm literally busy doing something that I'm working on, like this, or the stuff I got on the side. But if we say no to something, then there's a lesser chance they will invite you to the future. And if that's your end goal, then keep saying no. But use it for special purposes. The more you engage, the more you speak with others, the more you can practice your social skills, and the more socializing can seem more effortless to you. The next one is make people feel seen. What do I mean? I think this leans more into your leadership traits. Not leadership traits, but your principles of who you are and what you are raised on, as in like who you are and what you go by. By traits are stuff that you can apply within yourself. So I'm gonna lean more to the leadership principle. How do you make someone seen? For me personally, I do this in different ways. One, if you have like a whiteboard or like some type of notice, you can send an email out to everybody or write that person name on the board and say good job, or give them their props for something they did. Second one you can do is message them and let them know how proud you are or how happy you are for them. That's how you make them feel seen. And that last one is essentially just you just talking good behind their back. Essentially. That help them feel seen. Talking good behind their back and talking to them personally. Let them know personally in their face that they did a good job. No one hates, at least as far as I know. I mean, there may be some people out there because I'm bad at something accomplished myself. But no one hates compliments. Some seem as awkward sometimes because they're not used to accepting them, but no one hates them. So I tend to kind of not give enough out because me, myself, in leadership position, I just don't pay attention to that. I just work my butt off and then I expect everyone to do the same. But the more you grow as a leader, the more you realize that just because you're a certain way, that doesn't mean someone else is. And by giving people their props, by saying congratulations, by saying good job, they tend to want to work with you a lot more. You tend to seem more charismatic in that person's eyes. Charismatic, however you say the word. And also it just makes you a better person in general. It makes you seem like you're more grounded by showing you're appreciative of somebody else. And this last one is stand for something. Don't just be a do-gooder. What do I mean? Whenever you're speaking with someone, don't just agree with them just to agree with them. Have your own thoughts. Have your own mindset of how you think something should be or how you think you see the world. Don't just blindly accept what they say. Now, on the other hand, if they're dumb, if they're stupid, if they don't make any sense, say, yeah, sure, you're right. And then go about your business if that's a conversation that you don't want to have. I say that a lot. But also, I do try to put my point a lot too if I have a point. I was listening to Jordan Peterson the other day, right? I know this is random random conversation, but I will listen to Jordan Peterson, and he says something along the lines of people with low agreeableness, meaning people who agree less with others, tend to kind of be in those higher positions more. And those who tend to kind of agree a lot more with people tend to kind of be the ones who are just the workers. They don't really move up much because they always say yes, yes, yes. For example, let's say that you got to the job and your boss tell you good job, you're doing good. He give you your props every single day saying good job, and that's okay for you. You don't need any more than that. Whereas a less agreeable person would say, well, he'll appreciate that as well, but you would disagree and say that there's things that I can do better. There's things that I want more, and then he'll go do other things, which kind of leads down this long road of him just going to get a raise. But that's beside the point. Don't try to be less agreeable. That's not what I'm saying. But try to stand for what you believe in. Don't be a fake person by disagreeing just because. You have to believe in something in order to have a foundation for your beliefs, right? And by doing that, you have to question yourself. You have to question your belief. I'm a firm believer in question your belief is how you shape yourself as a man, as a person, female, if you're listening, an individual. Question your belief is how you grow in your professional and your personal space. Because you question on things where you break things down to the simplest matter. Elon Musk, from when I got this from Alex Amorzy, I didn't read this from Elon Musk himself. Elon Musk analyze everything and minimize and take away everything that doesn't matter for every business that he does. And he has $6 billion businesses. So take that for how you see it. What I'm saying is question what you do, question what you say. Also have conviction and stand for something. You don't have to do so in a loud manner by being loud. You can be quiet and stand for something in a low tone. Not low tone, but in a way that doesn't seem too extroverted or out there. But essentially, hopefully these behaviors that I taught you and I broke them down for you so you can understand them will help you become a more charismatic person. So in the future, if you ever get in those conversations where you need to negotiate for whether it's a job, maybe for the males, if you're trying to get this girl, the female, whoever, you're trying to negotiate to get her, or you're trying to negotiate to get this position, or just trying to get to know somebody, or just meet people in general and trying to make more friends and become more social person. And you're trying to manufacture these behaviors in order to seem less weird. If that makes sense. Then I hope this video helps you a lot. But that's all I got. Thank you for listening and stay motivated.